keep it short and sweet for you and not take up tons of your time today. Just to get that message out, but I'll stay on to answer questions afterwards. So if anybody has questions at the end, feel free to throw them to me. I'm going to just kind of keep admitting people here for the next minute or two. And while we're doing that, I would love to hear where you're connecting from and something that you're grateful for this morning, because I think it's always powerful to start with that level of vibration. Gratitude is such a super high vibration. So I like starting there. Chat room is open, so feel free to share comments in the chat throughout, whether you want to share what you're grateful for right now, where you're calling from, or just, later on, if you have anything to add, I would love for you to jump in. I am recording this morning. I have quite a few people who wanted to join, who were not able to make it based on their circumstances, so I'll make it available to them. I actually have a YouTube channel, so I'm trying to use it more, so I'll throw it out there on my YouTube channel. So it'll be nice too, because then it kind of gives us the ability to look back at previous months and see what was happening last month and the month before, and so on and so forth. I've been wanting to do a live version of my forecast for a while now, so I appreciate you all for being here and helping me to make that happen. And at the same time, it is the first time I'm doing it live, so if it's not perfect, please, bear with me. I checked my own astrology this morning, and it's a little wobbly, so be kind. But truthfully, like, I'm just so excited about doing this morning, and my inner child says, just have fun. So I'm down with that. Just have fun. And I hope you all have fun too. If you aren't familiar with my style at this point, I am very much an astrologer who looks at the planets and their energies as potential and things that we can work with and opportunities for us, not a fate that is predetermined that we are unable to alter, because that doesn't make any sense to me, honestly. So that's my approach, and I'm just going to read through some of these because we still have a few people joining in. So let's see. Shannon says that she is grateful for her kitten Shadow. Ooh, I love that. A little kitten. I haven't had one of those in a long time. And let's see, Mary's calling from Montana. Oh, so good to see you, Mary. Thank you for being on this morning. Grateful for the snowfall today because we need moisture here. Awesome. Yeah, we're getting some rain here in the Bay Area and in the Santa Cruz Mountains too. So yeah, we appreciate getting a little more moisture always. Marlena is grateful for the opportunity to hear from you and others. Thank you so much, Marlena. I'm glad you're here too. And Vanessa from Flagstaff, Arizona, grateful you reached out when you did due to being released from my job recently. That's tough, Vanessa, and I still do want to hear the whole story. I know you mentioned it to me on our DM, and I would love to be an ear for you. Aya, grateful for soul sisters and community and connection. Yep, absolutely. I 100% agree with that. Aya, by the way, is our speaker this month for her Power Connection. So for those of you who are Rainbow Warrior Mermaids, she will be sharing with us 2 weeks from Thursday. And Dwayne, grateful for the vacation and meeting incredible community in Las Vegas. Grateful that I could join and share presence with everyone. Yes, so cool, Dwayne. I'm glad that you're getting to do that. And Kimberly's joining us from Vermont. Hello, Kimberly. It's good to see you. And grateful for a little rain today. Yeah, you and me both, Erin. Okay, well, again, I really appreciate you all being here. I do want to keep it short and sweet so that you guys can get on with your day. I know most of you are busy soul-led creators and entrepreneurs like me, so I really appreciate this time spent, and I hope it will be valuable for you. It's going to be grounded, it's going to be practical, it's going to be efficient so that you can keep going. And let's see, we talked about gratitude. Let's just take a moment to arrive together, because we are tapping into higher sources and deeper energies, and it's always good to do that with intention and alignment. So I just invite everybody, go ahead and take a nice deep breath in and release it. Let your shoulders drop. Let your body land. And just allow yourself to arrive fully into this space. And this is a place where we don't have to rush to understand everything. We are here to feel into the energy and just notice what resonates for you. We are all going to receive this from our own place, our own moment, our own journey. So everybody's taking something a little bit different away. So April is this powerful shifting point for us in 2026. We're moving out of what has been a very long season of internal refinement, and we're stepping into this new season that is going to be all about movement. But it's not just any movement. What we're really after is aligned movement. I personally am always all about moving with the energy instead of against it or in spite of it. Because why be a salmon, right? Why be a salmon if you don't have to? It's not necessary to swim upstream. You can swim with the current, and that's the whole idea of sharing these messages with you. So let's get right into the forecast here. April is coming in with the full force of fire horse energy. So if you've been wondering, like, where is that fire horse at for me? It is here. It is now. So if you can imagine this horse, it's been pacing, it's been gathering its energy. That is what March has kind of felt like for many of us, because we had a Mercury retrograde and we had some other things going on. We were deep in the ocean of Pisces, but not anymore. April is when the energy finally begins to move. And so here's the key. It's not about chaotic acceleration. This is not do more, push harder. April is calling us into clean, clear movement. So not just moving for movement's sake, but moving forward with deep, aligned intention. That's how you're going to make it work for you, as opposed to that horse running you off in God knows what direction, right? Nobody wants to be riding a wild horse. So let's walk through the month. We're going to look at it in 3 parts: early April, mid-April, and end of April, because there's sort of several movements that are going on through this month. So first and foremost, we are starting April tomorrow in relational clarity, and that is a full moon, a Libra full moon. That's why it's about relationship to start the month off. So if you're in the US, I think most everybody on the call is in the US today, it's going to be on April 1st. But if you happen to be in Europe or Asia or have friends there, then it will be on April 2nd, because they're a little ahead of us. And by the way, I decided to keep the format simple this morning, so there's no slides. And I am going to be throwing some dates at you, but feel free, you can take notes. You're welcome to do that, or you can always go back and refer to the forecast later, because I am going to post it in written form. It'll be on my social media, it'll be on my website, it'll be in my Warrior Mermaid community subscribers' emails. And you can join that community anytime if you would like to get the messages in your email, because your Facebook is very cluttered. I get that. And if you want to check it out on my website, that's where you can subscribe. That's where you can find forecasts from the past, and it's 𝗨𝗿𝗄𝗃.com. I'll throw that in the chat, and that way you know where to find me. 1 second, I'm going to put that there now. And then we will just carry right on into April. So tomorrow's Libra full moon is bringing us reflection, and it's especially in relationships. So for you, it may bring in illumination to where you've been over accommodating, where your voice has been softened because you want to be accepted, and where balance has caused you to hold back in some way. So this is where April begins. It's about refining your direction. When we see ourselves in reflection, we're able to become more aware of what needs to shift, what needs to move. And we all know being in alignment is absolutely not the same as being agreeable, right? That's Libra shadow energy. It will tend in shadow to be overly agreeable, and that looks like us giving ourselves away in order to please others. But healthy Libra energy is balanced, and relationships that align with our own inner truth. So we want to use our relationships to reflect back to us where we need growth in that area. So that's early April. The big thing is the moon. And as we move a little bit deeper into April, mid-April, the fire is going to pick up. The fire is going to grow stronger because Mars is going to be coming into the sign of Aries on September 9th. That's a big shift. Mars really likes to be in Aries. It's going to amplify that fire energy for sure. Mars is a fire planet. Aries is a fire sign. They work beautifully together. Mars is at home in Aries. So this is where you can imagine that your energy is really fully coming back online, like full force, your drive, your clarity, your sense of, I know what I want to do. So that's beautiful. And then right after that on September, my God, what month am I in? I'm thinking about my retreat for those of you know. Apparently I'm thinking about my retreat. April 12th, not September, April 12th is when Mars will meet Neptune. So it's just a few days after Mars moves into Aries. Neptune's right there at the doorstep, so it's gonna run into Neptune very quickly. And this is like a really beautiful opportunity for you around remembering, reconnecting to your deeper why. Why did you actually get started? What actually matters to you? And whatever that feels like it's moving for you, this is that moment for reflection of the deeper meaning of it all. Why do I want to make this movement, right? That's where we can really become intentional, when we know our why and what actually matters for us. Action then becomes devotional instead of forced or scattered. It becomes, true movement with clarity. So use that energy. And then we also have mid-month the new moon in Aries, so more Aries energy there. This is nice for identity shift. It makes it really personal, and it's not about how something looks, but about what feels true in your body. So, your body is a very sensitive, energetic organ, and it is very aware. We have more intelligence in our gut, more neurons in our gut than we do in our head. So we need to listen to our gut. We need to listen to our body. It's talking to us all the time. And we, when we're in our ego, especially, we try to tune that out. And so feel into your body. Aries is a body sign, and it's going to communicate through your body. So if you feel it, trust it. And the question here is, what are you ready to initiate because it's aligned? Not because it seems impressive, not what you think other people want, but what is true for you. This is a shift in your identity, how you lead, how you choose, how you move forward. April 19th, Mars is going to run into Saturn. Neptune and Saturn are very close together right now, very early in Aries, so it's kind of a boom, boom, boom. Mars enters, connects with Neptune, then connects right after with Saturn. And we can say this is where it gets real. Saturn has a bad reputation sometimes, but it really doesn't show up to punish us. It comes in to stabilize what is aligned, but it's going to slow down what isn't. So also pay attention in that part of the month, those things that aren't really ready yet or aren't the right direction in this moment. They're going to be giving you signs. This is you're a little off course. Come back to center. Remember Neptune's reflections about what's true, what's real, what's your why. And so Saturn is giving you support there. It's asking, can you build this thing, whatever that looks like for you, in a way that lasts? Because we want to build things that last, and that's what Saturn is all about. Structure. So from there, same day, April 19th is going to be the beginning of Taurus season. So right as we're getting that Saturn influence, we're getting another Earth grounding energy through the sun coming into the sign of Taurus. And Taurus is about things taking root. It's often associated with gardening and farming. And so this is where you can think of everything beginning to take root. For soul-led creators and heart-centered entrepreneurs, it's a perfect time to look closer at things like your pricing and your offers and energy exchange, sustainability. Those are all Taurus territory. Because insight and activation, Aries energy, is powerful, but without the grounding, it's not going to hold. It's going to dissipate on you. So you want to tap into Taurus to have it anchored in. And so this is where movement becomes something real. Taurus is absolutely pure manifestation energy, but it asks for intention to bring in what's true and what's sustainable. So you want to have both, right? You want to have that initiation and that momentum, but you also want to have something solid that you're anchored into. Late April is going to be all about voice and innovation. We have a really important movement on April 26th. Uranus is going to go into the sign of Gemini. And this is just a really big shift in communication for all of us. So your voice may change, your message may be evolving. You may feel less willing to filter yourself. You're speaking your truth more openly and more clearly and more authentically. This is a beginning of a new cycle of authentic expression. So Uranus will continue moving through the sign of Gemini for the next 7 years, all the way till 2033. So it's going to be in that sign for a long time, and it's going to make everything move even faster. So if the energy is already feeling like it's fast, or it's feeling like it's really speeding up right now, hang on, because we're like gonna go warp speed at the end of the month. It's just like all air and fire, and that's, you know those elements, they move quickly. So expect more speed to happen. Uranus in Gemini and Neptune and Saturn in Aries brings thought and action together. And so now the fire horse is striding along, picking up speed, launching us forward. So let's hope we all have our steady hands on the reins, right? And we're riding the horse, and the horse is not riding us. That sounds weird, but the horse is not taking us off to the other side of the world where we don't want to be. So let's zoom out a little bit and just get the full scope of April. April is not asking how much can I do, but Aries can kind of give that urgency. But truly it's asking, what am I ready to stand fully behind? And then, can I move on that clearly, consistently, sustainably? So if you can answer yes by the end of this month to those questions, then you are well on your way to riding the fire horse this year. So I'd love to take a few moments to help this be more embodied for us. We've connected with it on a mental level, but like I say, the body is very important, and especially when we're in the sign of Aries. So we're going to do a little guided visualization together. Just take a few minutes, and then after that, I will pull a card that will be, a little more insight specifically for this group who's gathering here today, or whoever's watching on the recording as well. So this guided visualization is about meeting the fire horse in your body. So I will invite you to go ahead and close your eyes if that feels comfortable. If you'd like to just soften your gaze, that is also fine. If you would like to be off camera, that is also fine. Take a nice, slow, deep breath in. Let it out gently, slowly. Allow your body to soften. Take another nice breath in. Exhale it. And now begin to imagine yourself standing in an open landscape. There's space around you, quiet, you're grounded, you're steady. Out in the distance, you begin to sense movement. As you peer out into that distance, what begins to appear is the illuminated outline of a horse. That horse is strong, it's focused, it's full of energy, but it's not chaotic. This is your fire horse, waiting for you. This is your momentum, your life force. This is your forward movement. Notice how it's moving. Not rushed, not scattered, but clear, intentional. Now feel, is your fire horse coming toward you? Or is it waiting for you to approach? Take a moment as you connect with this horse. And ask gently, what direction are we moving in now? What's ready to begin? Just let whatever comes, come. No forcing. Now place your hand on the horse or feel its presence beside you. And notice this movement doesn't require you to push. What it does require is for you to choose. Don't want to be moving in all directions at once. So feel your body aligning with that choice. Feel the clarity of it. Feel the direction, the readiness. When you're ready, take another slow breath in and out. Gently open your eyes and return to this moment. And as you're returning, if anybody has a word or a phrase that was coming in for them that they would love to share in the chat, I would be thrilled to hear it and to acknowledge and honor it. When we're brave, it really just helps it settle in and really stabilize for us. And at the same time, I'm going to start shuffling my deck here so that we can pull a card and we can see what special message we have for this group today. Mary says, devotion as a practice of consistent care. Wow, that's beautiful, Mary. Erin says, majestic, powerful, and grounded. Ooh, I like that horse. Ooh, Kimberly also getting majestic. I like it. That's moving through the group. I love it. Majestic is a good word, and I don't think I've heard that one for a fire horse yet, so I like it. Kim says, stand your ground. Shannon says, freedom. Yes, I like that too. Vanessa says, get up and go. Yeah, that sounds like horse energy. I like that a lot. And Sarah says, allowing the momentum to move me with ease and leadership. Ooh, beautiful, Sarah. Chris, moving forward with intention. Silvana, grounding with clear vision. Marlena, strength. Julie, beginning my retirement journey. Ooh, exciting. That's great, Julie. Bernadine, anchoring in truth and speaking. Dwayne, high octane. Woohoo, that's a fire. That's the fire right there for sure. All right, I'm going to go ahead and pull a card here. Close my eyes for a second. Take this one. Oh, two are coming. I'm going to go with that one. Okay. And let me switch off my portrait lighting because that's going to allow us to be able to see this more clearly. So here's the card. Can everybody see that? It's cardinal. And it says below it, vision. That's beautiful, super powerful. So I'm going to tell you what the little booklet says about that. But what we see in the picture, I'll hold it up again, is this woman, we see the back of her, and she's looking out towards this beautiful landscape, mountain and sea, and looks like some green meadow maybe in the foreground, and she's standing in an archway. I have the sense that she's standing in my retreat center because that would be what the view would look like. But of course, you're all going to see your own version of that. So let me see here. 48 is my deck number. There it is. Cardinal vision. The key word is initiation. That's very Aries. Entrepreneurial visions and ideas. And pulling this card, we want to reflect on whether we need the help of a coach or mentor to help us clarify our vision for our business. So perhaps speaking to somebody wise, a guide. And that could be a real live, three-dimensional person, but it also could be a spirit guide. So that's a really brilliant idea, I think, to tap into higher wisdom, whether that's here on our plane or on a higher plane, to clarify what our vision is and what movement we're making, what momentum we're carrying, and what direction we're wanting to go in to really hone in on that choice. In business astrology, the cardinal quality represents the ability to create a compelling vision that others can be aligned with and follow. The cardinal quality brings the orientation of dreams, goals, initiatives, purpose, and legacy into a compelling whole. It's what helps you to sustain your energy and focus. So ask yourself, what is my vision for my soul-aligned business? Very nice. Cynthia says, my fire horse was a white unicorn, Pegasus with rainbow mane and tail. She walked up to me and we stood with our foreheads touching. Oh my God, Cynthia, I love that. I love having you in my world. You are such a rainbow warrior mermaid. How beautiful is that? Thank you so much for sharing that. So April is a month when things are beginning to move, but it needs your focus and it needs your clarity to move effectively. Only what's aligned, only what you're willing to stand behind. So as you move through this month, come back to this. You don't need to do more. You need to move more cleanly. And if you're feeling that sense of, I know something is shifting, but I want clarity on my direction, that's exactly what I created with the Soul Hero Encounter. That's the one other thing I just want to throw out here. It's a new launch for me. What it is it's a new client pathway that I am anchoring in at this time. And the Soul Hero Encounter is a space where we can explore together your unique soul signature, the deeper archetype that you're here to embody, and how your path wants to unfold in a way that actually feels aligned. And before we meet, I send you a Soul Hero profile that's personalized to your chart. And it's based on the evolutionary signatures that are there in your chart. And then we get together and we do a live 30-minute session where we use that profile as a living map and explore what's emerging now for you in your visibility and in your work and your sense of purpose. And after the Soul Hero Encounter, you will have more of a clear reflection of who you're becoming at your soul level. recognition of the patterns that are shaping your leadership and shaping your business, and practical insight into how your vision translates into aligned impact and sustainable income, because that's important too, right? That's that Taurus part. It's all about having a grounded sense of direction so that you can move forward with more clarity and more confidence. So yes, it's absolutely a great season to do this in. It's not a typical astrology reading. It's a moment of clarity and coherence and self-trust. And from that place, aligned movement is more possible because we have more understanding of who we are at our core level. It is a the session is $111, so it's an entry point into my world, and would love for you to experience that if it's calling to you. And you can also start with a little free journey with me. I have a soul vision experience on my website that will be kind of similar to the visualization we did today. It's a little bit different, but helping you anchor into that soul vision. And if that resonates with you, you can go over to my website. I'll put it in the chat one more time for anybody who might have missed it. And you can check that out. And just follow your curiosity. That is the most powerful thing that we can do in this lifetime, is be open-hearted, open-minded, and follow our passion, follow where our own inner wisdom is guiding us. So thank you all so much for being here, for your presence and your energy, and you're willing to listen inward to yourself as much as to me. And if you enjoyed this session and you'd like to attend next month's live forecast as well, you can jot the date down. It's going to be on Sunday, April 26th. That's going to be the May forecast. Same time, 10 to 10:30. And I'll send out the Zoom link. So everybody who's on the call today, you had to put in your email address. So I will send you the information for next month's forecast through that email. Thank you so much for joining me. And if anybody would like to share one more thing in chat, what feels ready to move for you right now? If that feels good to share, I would love to receive that. And at the same time, I'm going to stop the recording, and I will be happy to stay on a little longer and take any questions for anybody who has them.